What up, Mike D checking in here, man. So, of all the bad press and the bad media that Rolling Stone has given Nas over the years, Nas actually did an interview with Rolling Stone. And I was surprised to know that he actually did an interview with them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about as far as Rolling Stone and some of their bad takes and bad Nas media, go look at the King's Disease one review that Rolling Stone did back in 2020 if they haven't, taken it down and various other things. But I wanted to go through this article and read it with you guys. And because I don't know if everybody has the ability to or time to go through Rolling Stone's archives or go through Rolling Stone's website to actually read this article. But I figured that, this would be some dope content and it would be some stuff we could talk about along the way. But anyway, here it is, Rolling Stone. Great responsibility is how it starts. It says Nas wants the world to see hip hop legends as superheroes. The rap icon is spearheading a series of albums and comic books with mass appeal to give legendary acts their due. This is by Andre G. Um, since debuting in 1991 with a feature on the main sources live at the barbecue, Nas has been intent on amplifying New York hip hop. His first full length album, Illmatic, was an evolution of hip hop lyricism and his top tier penmanship. His power to catalog of 17 solo albums. He's always paid respect to the pioneers with songs like 2007's Where Are They Now 80s remix, allowing trailblazers like Kool Mo D, MC Shan, and Dana Dane to tell their stories. Nas has a new project aimed at honoring hip hop legends alongside the label Mass Appeal. Nas is dropping the Legend Has It album series, which includes releases from rap heavyweights Slick Rick, Raekwon, and Ghostface, and Mobb Deep. A posthumous record with Big L is out on Halloween, and an LP from De La Soul, as well as a joint album from DJ Premier and Nas is on the horizon. That's the first time I think we've seen that in print. So that's coming. We know that's coming. I mean, we saw it on the billboards and stuff, but as far as like editorials, I think that's the first time. You would think, that was a sound that you no longer hear again, but that sound lives in all hip hop music. Nas says. Mass Appeal has also partnered with Marvel on the Legend Has Its comic book, immortalizing the acts in a series of superheroes. As a series of superheroes, excuse me. The first issue, written by Brandon Thomas and drawn by Sanford Green, debuted at Comic Con in October, with more issues to follow. Every artist that is on this Marvel cover was once a comic book fan. For all of us, it's one of the coolest things, Nas said. It's funny, man. A lot of us hip hop fans and hip hop creatives, or just creatives in general, we were comic book fans, man. Like I had a stack of comic books coming up too, man. I was a X-Men collector for the most part. I had the blue team and gold team for the people that remember that 90s stuff. Nas talked to Rolling Stone from Los Angeles and shared details about the Legend Has It series, his decades long career, and why he sees artists as superheroes. What does it mean to be able to amplify your peers and predecessors with this series? In hip hop music, you got different age groups, different cities, different countries, and they're having their own section of hip hop all over the world. It's finally become a global thing. And when I was a kid, is hip hop global? Was the question. Is it just the New York to LA thing? Is it just America or just London? Some of us some of the grown-ups, excuse me, didn't understand it or believe it would last. Not only did it last, it became a worldwide thing. So to play any part in it today, this year, 2025, is a dream come true. Yeah, that's Nas the ambassador right there. Was there a specific moment that made you realize hip hop was global? When Run DMC did Live Aid concert with all these artists performing to raise money for famine in Ethiopia, I think the show happened in London, and they were probably the only rap group on the show with rock groups like Queen and everybody. I knew at that point that they had opened the door so that hip hop could become global. How did Mass Appeal and Marvel Comics happen? That's another thing. I think we just manifest being fans of Marvel, which has been a part of my life since I don't know, I don't even know when. It kind of speaks to the writer in me when we would read these things and would spark my imagination, and I would draw my own comic books and color and create the stories. I had a name. I can't remember the name of my company. I probably was 9 or 10 years old. That's what's up, man. I was trying to draw comic books too. I'm sure countless people out here who are listening probably did the same thing growing up. Did you have a favorite Marvel character growing up? Wolverine, Iron Man. That's Ghostface right there all day. Spider-Man, Magneto, the Hulk. You know, my homeboy was Wolverine. I rocked with Cyclops because he was the leader and he had Jean Grey. But as I've gotten older, man, Magneto's my guy, man. I hate to say it, man. Magneto is my guy. I think Magneto was incredibly misunderstood. But back to the article. What are some of the similarities and ways that comic book creators and rappers create worlds? Artists, in a sense, are superheroes because they help people get through tough times. They lift people up. It's the music in the gym. It's the music in the gym when people are becoming superheroes. I had a song called Superhero Status, and it's just about everything has a superhero. Everybody has a superhero in them, excuse me. They have to tap into it, reach that level of positivity. I think that's great, man. Everybody does have a superhero in them. I know it sounds cliche, but it's real. Have you ever thought about what you would want your superhero to be? And say, yeah, man. Um, we let the world know October 10th that it's all in there. Build on the character based off of me. Hold on. He said, yeah, man. We let the world know October 10th. It's all in there. Built on the character based off of me. Okay. Did you have create creative input in the comic book? Every one of us had a bunch of questions and a bunch of ideas, and we put together what we felt would be the best representation of us and a comic book hero. Let's see. They're talking about comics some more. Um, what do you think the Legend Has It series conveys about classic New York sound? There we go. It's 1995 all over again. Sometimes I feel like 2025 has that feel. It's nothing about going backwards. It's going forwards though. It's that feeling of urgency, that vibration, the celebration of life, these songs and these albums, what they meant 30 years ago is still thriving right now, even from younger people. They're derivatives of the early sound. And these artists here from Slick Rick, he's the reason that all of us are even have a pen in our hand. You look at him and you look at the likes of Mobb Deep, and then you think Raekwon and Ghostface, De La Soul. It's some of the most different, brave, bold, intelligent hip hop music ever made. For sure. I agree with that. And of course, we lost some of our brothers along the way, but we're still representing for them and still representing um and they're still representing themselves through the series. It's a celebration of great impact, a standard that they set that we can never forget because it keeps us aiming higher. This series is to encourage and inspire hip hop and remind all of us the pureness of hip hop. I hope that we all can do this together. I love that, man. Come on, man. All right. How is your project with DJ Premier coming along? Here we go. I can't wait for the people to finally hear it. I don't know about anybody else, but for me and him, it was personally a long time coming for us to do it. Yeah, I think we all feel the same way now. And I'm glad they feel that way as well. I'm excited about it. I try not to put any type of, not to have any type of expectations for it. And, the more they talk about it, even though they're kind of downplaying it a little bit, I'm getting excited about it, but I still want to keep level expectations, if that makes any sense. Through the years, y'all have spoken about being in the studio, possibly working on a project. How many songs or ideas from those periods have you carried over to what we're about to hear soon? Wow, that's a dope question. I'm going to say at least 2 of those ideas happened on this album. We didn't hold on, hold on. I'm gonna say at least 2 of those ideas happened on this album. We didn't get a chance to do them when we were talking about them, but we finally got a chance to put those records together this year. Okay, I got you. Mobb Deep's album's coming October 10th. Can you speak to the legacy of Mobb Deep and Prodigy specifically? What is the rap world missing without Prodigy being here physically? Prodigy was one of the best. It's unfortunate that he's not here because he was a presence in hip hop that was heavy. He still is. Their albums are classic albums, and people throw that word around too loosely. But these guys made serious music, and Prodigy's raps, it was some of the best top tier MCing that we've ever heard. And for Havoc to give us Prodigy today, for Prodigy's family to give us Prodigy today, is a blessing to all of our ears because he brings back he brings us back to that shit that was high level top tier in MCing. That's all I'm hearing so far on this project. What are some of your favorite memories of Prodigy, the person? There's a picture that I want to get blown up. It's like Prodigy about to tell me something, and I'm looking off into the distance. We were in New York. Every time that we would see each other in that type of environment, that was a that was a show or something like that. It was a together feeling. Like we're in this together. In the song "Eye for an Eye," outside of that, we were different. Wasn't seeing each other, but um, when we seen each other in a music place, huh? Wasn't seeing each other, but when we seen each other in a music place where there were where there's live and we would be communicating there, where there's yeah, I guess they meant where there's live and where we would be communicating there. Me and him have it was brief, but we would be happy, um, happy family moment. That was written weird. Okay. What does it mean to you to be able to drop the Big L project and potentially introduce his music to a newer generation? Huh. Big L was always ahead of his time. There's some quote out there from me about Big L, like how terrifyingly good that he was, that made me have to step my game up. We were both signed to Columbia, and I think that the world never got a chance to get Big L the way they wanted him. It's a blessing that this it's a blessing to have this celebration of him. It's a reminder that there's different variants of hip hop and they're all dope. But when it comes to lyricists, Big L's the standard. A lot of people out here safe and rap because Big L's no longer around. There's a lot of stuff floating around today that's really not good. This album will remind you that it's not about hype, it's about art. And that's what Big L was doing with this album, reminding the world, reminding New York that even though there's different styles that you should do, play with, which are very dope, never forget where this shit comes from, the root of this shit, serious talent. Could you speak to the De La Soul legacy and their upcoming project? Oh yeah, I'm excited about this one, man. These dudes from Long Island had a different perspective, almost hippies of hip hop. The hardest dude on the street was blown away by De La Soul because their expression gave us multiple colors through music. They had something that spoke to us the first time that we ever saw television, heard music. It was all wrapped in this imagination of Pasanus and Maceo and Dave. I wonder how they're gonna do this without Plug too, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'm sure Pasanus is gonna take on a lot more of a lyrical load, which I think that he should be able to take on, man. Because Pasanus is one of the most underrated lyricists out there. Let's see how much long we got this. All right. You've done features on every album that's dropped so far. Did you get any specific direction of the vibe that you wanted to rhyme on, or did they all just kind of happen organically? It happened organically. I didn't know that I would even be asked to get on all these songs. These are serious artists working on their art. I was very respectful and fanned out and enjoying the moment like a family with them every time that I could get with them. I was happy to get a call to get on a song. I thought me and Premier would probably be out this summer. I didn't I didn't know that I would have a chance to get on these albums. I can't believe it. I'm sitting here like, is this real? I gotta pinch myself. I'm honored to be able to rock next to guys and try to hold my own next to them because how ill these dudes is. It's like, man, I'm trying to keep up. Now, this is the greatest rapper of all time talking. This is the greatest MC of all time saying this. Yeah, yeah. We know you were trying to keep up, Nas. You did a really good job trying to keep up. Killing it, man. I'm loving it. I'm loving the humbleness of it and how organic and real that this is and how much he really loves hip hop and propelling others forward, utilizing his platform. Do you anticipate the Legend Has a series being an annual thing, or is this just focusing on this year and seeing where things go? That's a good question. A lot of people are asking what's next year. There's a lot of suggestions: do the South, do the West, do London, do this, but it has to be natural. We decided on this year. We've already been ahead of it. Whatever does happen, it will be something that we're invested in and feel that it will be the right thing. So it's nothing I can speak on in the moment, unfortunately. All right. How do you feel about your definition of success? Uh, how do you feel like your definition of success has evolved over the years? I feel like we all just want to do our best. I always felt like I had so much to offer to the art form and to my people. I honestly love to see people running in the right direction. If they see what I'm doing and it inspires them, then we win. If I can reach somebody all the way in Seattle with my moves and they're inspired, then we win. It shows you whatever you can dream of, you can be it, fulfill it, and with positive energy, warrior energy, it's a beautiful thing. I just want to be that. I'm always trying to learn something new, and I like when we all learn something together, and then we show what we learn. Wow. In the documentary chronicling the hip hop show Video Music Box, you mentioned almost starting a crew with Biggie called Goodfellas. What do you remember about that? Were there any plans to drop any music as a duo? No, we didn't get that far. It was like, yo, let's go with this. So life took us in different directions. I went where I went. He went all over, all the way with Bad Boy, excuse me. And he built up what he built up. So we were definitely talking about it, but never got to follow through. The wind just grabbed us and it was over. We was just going separate directions. Your 2006 song, Hip Hop is Dead, critiqued the era of hip hop's ecosystem like Kendrick Lamar's Watch the Party Die did more recently. What overlaps do you see? Hmm. We all as artists love this art form and have our opinions on it. Kendrick Lamar is one of the brightest stars we've ever seen. And I don't mean superstar, I mean like North Star. I think that he's one of those. Out of all the artists in the business, there's some that are not here for the art. When you see those people that are not here for the art damaging it, um, you're hurting the future of the art. So I think artists like Kendrick Lamar are going to speak out. There's a couple of them out there, younger, older, that say what they say. I think there was the Outcast video. One of those guys wore a "Hip Hop is Dead" shirt. Even before it, before I said it, I didn't see it until later. It's just been a conversation naturally, like any sport. You want to thrive. You want to thrive. You don't want to see the NBA start to slow down. You don't. You want it to thrive. The ball players want to thrive. We're gonna call out anytime that we see it. I'm sorry, we're going to call it out anytime we see it. Sometimes the rest of us won't see it. Sometimes it'll take a Kendrick Lamar to remind us where we're lacking. I think that's a good point. And to that hip hop is dead thing, we was talking about Cass. I don't remember the actual shirt, but I do remember Andre on Funkin' Around 2001 was saying something like, I'm out here knowing hip hop is dead. The average nigga on my corner yelling, "What the fuck you mean?" See, we ain't been seeing the mountaintop counterclockwise. So yeah, Andre's kind of been on some hip hop is dead stuff for a minute. All right. There have been recent headlines about how you and Jay Z are both trying to build casinos in New York. Your bid moved forward and it sparked more Jay Z versus Nas debate among fan bases. Why do you think some of the fans still tally on that years after y'all have been cool? It's just a thing that some people are going to talk about. No one has any control over things like that. I still study Rakim and Big Daddy Kane. Some rap fans just like to go off on those things from time to time. That's it. That's pretty short and sweet. Um, I saw a report last year that you were working on the memoirs with Torre. Um, I was wondering what was the he said what was the cat and then he stopped. He said false, not true. I'm not working on any books. Damn, Torre, damn. False, not true. I'm not working on any books. Okay. He said shout out to him. We did build on it years ago, but I'm not ready to do any books. All right, well, there it is. Would you consider doing something like that down the line, like a book or a biopic that explores your timeline? Yeah, definitely. It'll be cool because reading is fundamental. And when you see somebody like the Vanderbilt's book written about them, you can't think of their huge, or I'm sorry, you can't think of their huge and you're small. You got to realize that we all can be as great as we want to be. Never downplay your story, never gas your story, never hype your story, never lie. Just have a story. But I'm still writing my book about living my life. I think next year will probably be totally different than this year. Wow. Um, do you think you still anticipate dropping Lost Tapes 3 project? A producer asked me the other day about that, and I can't call it yet. I have to look around in another year or two and see what I have laying around, and then I could determine that. He got so much music. I saw that you're rapping about AI on the song Speechless too. I was wondering if you had any more thoughts about AI in the music industry and society in general. It's something that you can't stop when it comes to society. In music, I'm not a fan of AI artists, but who am I to say anything? It's not my business, really. The people do what they do. But AI in society is something that's already happening, and the possibilities from AI is like people didn't trust microwaves, people didn't trust technology naturally, but people don't trust technology naturally, but AI is probably going to be something that people learn because it's being used in our daily lives now on many levels that most of us don't even realize. And that's the end of the interview. Yeah, this was more so about mass appeal. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think that, I love what he's doing with mass appeal, and I think that Nas more than likely got on Rolling Stone to amplify his message and amplify what he's doing and talk about, everybody else's projects. And this is the first time I really looked at this whole Legend Has It series as something that they're probably going to do next year too with other acts. So I think it was an interesting article. Hopefully after this article, the Nas slander will stop from Rolling Stone, but we'll keep an eye on it. Hit like and subscribe, everybody, and I look forward to hearing what you got to say about this. I'm looking forward to that DJ Premier Nas album, man.